Hi everyone, I thought I'd give you a tour of this journal. As you can see, it's quite full. I initially did this only for March, but there was quite a few pages left over in the back because I added so many tip-ins that I think I'll extend it into April, even though I can't shut it properly, but you know, it doesn't matter, I suppose. So yeah, I just thought I'll show you what I've done because it's filled up quite fast, and you know, I'm quite happy with how it's turned out. So from the initial flip one I did when I had just assembled this together, this is the front of the journal. I've stuck things on cardboard. It's like a diary that I pulled apart because I wanted to use the cover, and I've just stuck stuff on which is nothing too fancy. This was inside of the journal. So I like to have a calendar every time I start a new month, so that's what that was. Also the papers that I used, so there's a combination of magazine papers, coffee dyed paper, photographic paper which I've printed on, just general cardstock, just standard photocopier paper, anything really. For me, the best thing to do when I'm doing a journal is not have any rules. I don't want it to have any theme, purely because I'm not trying it to be something. I don't care how it evolves. I'm going to put anything and everything that I want in here because it's my journal, and so that's why it was assembled as it was. Initially, I think I haven't done too much sewing in this journal. I initially did quite a few bits of ruffles here and there, but my sewing machine's playing up at the moment and I need to get it fixed again. So yeah, most of the stuff is just stuck on after I initially assembled it. So that page was etching of Rembrandt. Last year his work came to Sydney, so I went to the exhibition, and I just had stuff left from like that I brought back, which I wanted to incorporate into my journal. So that's one of the etchings. I also went and saw the tapestries when it came out here, and it was on the reverse of that page, so I put it both in there, which, you know, I love both the images. And the thing with the tapestries which I loved is they weren't let out of France for 500 years, and finally it came to Sydney, and I made sure I went and saw it. This was from a belly band of a book that I bought, you know, like a second-hand shop here, and I just like the gold. Nothing else. Everything else doesn't really mean very much. This little piece of paper was just kind of a waste from a paintbrush when I was mucking around with paint, and all I've done is just, you know, collaged it and sewn it together. So if you guys don't know what I actually do in my journal, apart from writing in there, I do doodle of the day and word of the day. So the 1st of March doodle was circles or craft. And I love doodling. I suppose that's one way of looking at craft. It doesn't matter, it's, you know, you can be, I suppose, as cryptic as you want. So yeah, and I just did the word of the day there. So this is a William Morris washi tape I had. As you guys know, I cut my own stamps out and just text. So that one was memory, so that's a photo of a disc. The sketch of the day was a fly. I'm not very good at sketching, guys, but you know, give it a go. So whenever I don't have enough room, I'll just add another card or whatever to the back, but this has got the word of the day in there. that is the calendar that is part of the calendar that I showed you at the front. That was in the packaging, so I just used that to make a tab. So here I'd inserted a card, just a plain card, and I've just written on the other side. I might not talk, guys, because it probably gets boring. I'm always concerned that I'm going to bore you to death because, you know, really, you guys can always, I suppose, send me questions. I don't know. If I think you should know something, I'll tell you. But I'll do a flip. And here we go. Can't pull it out. It's stuck to the, and that's just a plain cardstock. This was a book page that I had, and all I've done is cut around to give curved corners. I did the circle, but obviously I've wrecked it, so it doesn't matter. When I have a lot of plain page and I don't know what to do, I often just draw lines. So that's what that was. I thought, oh, how am I going to fill it out? So I just did lines. Here's some drawings. It was to do with packaging. Word of the day. I sewed the envelope wrong, guys. I remember telling you guys, instead of sewing the top part, I've obviously sewn that, which is pretty bad. So, but not to worry. So that was the word of the day. Here, so when I made this book, I made a long strip with the sides tucked under, and to give me a tuck pocket, and that's what that was. And I've just collaged over it and put stickers on it. So here I've got text that I've written on the word of the day. And 5th of March was movie, so that was just the doodle of the day. I think I use a lot of paper clips in here just to make sure everything just stays in spot, so because everything's fairly loose. So this just flips over. There's a text there. Just done a bit of collage. Here I've got March was a room, the drawing. That was the word of the day. And all I've done is just clip it onto this. So here, because I didn't have enough room, so what I've done is just added this is a handmade envelope from Nepal that I've got that disabled people make down there. So I've just added that on and just put some more text in a piece of paper. So I made a pocket out of just a cardstock I had, just to put some stuff in there. I love a lot of miniature Indian art, so that was just that. I did the word of the day and collaged it at the back, and a kind of a profile of a female, which is pretty bad, so that's the doodle of the day. And it just pretty much just gets tucked in here. And that's just the text there. I've made a little tab there, just some scraps with just a cardboard and just a sticker on top. And I'm just playing around with some stamping. I don't do very much stamping, guys, so I just thought I'd give it a go. Here we've got some botanicals with the word of the day at the back, and picture of a diamond. And I like this there. I think this is a picture of Turkish tiles that I just painted on photographic paper, which is quite thick, as you can see. Morning was the doodle of the day. This was a cardboard that some packaging came in, and this was just a card that I had from the other journal, and I've just kind of stuck, as you can see, collaged over and done word of the day. And just a text here. If I have any paper with checks or squares, I often just doodle away. So that's the doodle. I used to do a lot of art journaling in the past, and I don't know why I just had this urge to do this. And it's a combination of painting, collage, and yeah, it's just general scribble. So that was the art journal page. So that's another day. Mirror. I printed some of these out on a coffee dyed paper, and I've just attached it quite a few many places in here. So text. It was food, and I thought of eggplant. I don't know why. Word of the day. And he just kind of just tucks in there. This is another picture of a tile that I had when I bound the page. It was on the back of this parrot tulip, and I just loved it. So I thought, oh, I want to break it down a bit more. So I just had this Art Nouveau picture, black and white, and I just cut around it and just put a sticker, and that's just that page. That's the parrot tulip, which I love. And all I've done is, this is a printed textile that I have, or I had a picture of a printed textile, and all I did was make it into an envelope so I could write in it. That is just a quick sketch of a castle. There's the word of the day there. And that is, I think that's a picture of a Japanese textile. I'm a big lover of textiles, guys. You can't go wrong. They're old, and no one can have a go at you for using the images. Just had a massive washi tape and just did some collage and just some writing there. More collage. I made a little booklet here that I just put a bit of string, then I glued it down. Did some stamping. Did word of the day there, and doodle of the day. Here, quite a bit of collage. I think I kind of didn't like that page, so I thought, oh, apart from showing a bit of tissue, what am I going to do? So did that, and I think word of the day is on this side. Wrote here. Oh, I punched out a love heart there, and I think I put it here as a collage. So another word of the day, dinosaur. And I just had this beautiful botanical, which I've just stuck and made into a pocket. I used to write a lot of poetry in my 20s, and I found my book the other day, and I just wrote this into this journal when I found the poetry book. Oh, and here I just did some doodling, just random stuff. Okay, so recently I went to our national gallery in Canberra to see the Renaissance work in the period of Renaissance, and I was just so excited because I love the artwork, the pre-Raphael artwork. So I bought lots of ephemera back and I incorporated it into my journal. So, you know, that was a ticket to go and look at the exhibition, which I've made into a pocket, which I ran across. This was one of the book covers. I think a picture of a book cover that I printed out just on a paper, and I've just kind of turned it into a little book. Just some writing there that just tucks in there. This was from like a little pamphlet, so I made it into a little envelope. Here I've got just the word of the day, which I've collaged in. I should really get something to punch out this semicircle, but it's so I hand cut these things and they're fairly crooked. And that's the Ophelia, the picture, and I've just collaged on the right because I wanted to get everything else in there. The doodle of the day was lucky, so I just put that in there. Oh. So we just have, I've made some tabs with some leftover stuff, botanical lines. I did a bit of stamping, some text. The doodle of the day was the word green, so I did a leaf, and I just did some writing here. Not much, just very simple. Just collaged on that. That's another one of the pictures from the pre-Raphaelite movements. I just love this. So I incorporated that in there. I just did some collage in there. Here I did a bit of writing, some stamps. The doodle of the day was dark, so I did that. And that's not a very good tab, it's bending. Okay, so this was this page was a bit of an evolving page. I started with that background there, and then I had all this room, and I thought, what am I going to do? Then I wanted, as always, if I want to fill up a space, I always doodle. So I doodled, collaged, wrote. There's some sketches in there, and then we've got the word of the day on there. And just the writing there with just a bit of doodle there. So that's pretty much how the page turned out, which I don't mind. It's very busy. So got an envelope here with the word of the day, and I've just done some that's just paper with some stickers. Made a little tuck spot just right on the back of that. More botanicals. This was one of the paper that I cut out of my previous journal, which I didn't want to waste because this was one from Melissa, and I've just added it in. That I just doodled on. There was a little piece of paper. Got the word of the day there, so it just sits in here. Your writing, just doodled over there. This has the word of the day on it. So there's that. So towards the end of the April, I kind of ran out of, March, guys. I kind of ran out of steam, and I didn't do very extensive bit of writing. I don't know why. It just felt really busy, and I wasn't feeling 100%. So I didn't do very much writing, but I really wanted to get the March month over and done with. So that's that. There you go. So in this little piece of paper, I've done a week. I've just summarized the last week because I didn't want to do very much writing. So what I've done then is, obviously this is the April that I've started to write in. So, and what I've done with the April, guys, is actually, because I don't have time every night to sit down, I have actually just prepared the pages in advance. So I might actually do a video of me kind of preparing when I do my next journal that I'm going to bind, which I'm going to do a video because so many people ask me for it. First I'll do the video, then I will prepare the pages so you guys can have a look at what I do. And that's just a quick flip through, and then I'll again do an April flip when I've finished. So thank you, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If there's any questions, comments, yeah, just send me a message and I'm more than happy to respond. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.